Welcome back to Naturalist Gaming for a playthrough of a new game called Away the Survival Series. Now, I have a lot of thoughts about this game. I have played it through. I'm not going to be playing it through for the first time in this video series, but I'm just going to share a few of my thoughts before we begin, give kind of a general review and what to expect. So, Away the Survival Series is a game that has taken the concept of the BBC nature documentary as narrated by David Attenborough and turned it into a video game. And in that video game, you play a sugar glider. And the sugar glider, this is in a post-apocalyptic world where most ecosystems in the world have been destroyed. But you are on an island. And on this island, there are all kinds of species competing for survival, and you are playing this little tiny sugar glider that has the ability to climb trees and glide from place to place. In concept, this is absolutely brilliant. I don't know of any other games, honestly, so far that have attempted to do the nature documentary style of gameplay, and having the David Attenborough style narrator as you're playing through really makes it feel like you're playing a nature documentary. And the concept of using a sugar glider is a brilliant one because the agility and the ability to glide and all those things should make the world your oyster. You should have the ability to fully explore this big, rich, beautifully, illustrated world. And instead, I have to say, my honest review of the game has been mostly disappointment. I still think there's so much value in the fact that this game has been created, though, that I want to include it on the channel, and I want to do just a quick playthrough of the game on easy mode. As you'll probably see throughout this playthrough, there's a very good chance that there are going to be bugs. The game may crash. I've already started this video once before, and not only did the game crash, but it hard shut down my entire PS5. So it definitely still is riddled with problems. The mechanics of climbing and gliding are clunky. It's difficult to play, not in the reasons that the developers wanted it to be difficult. It doesn't feel like it's a challenge to survive, it's just a challenge to get through the gameplay, right? I have very little good things to say about the actual experience of playing the game. Very few good things to say, but I have lots of, appreciation for what was attempted here, and I do want to see more games like this created. Away the Survival series, the fact that they sort of try to tell a story with the plot focused on the sugar glider is a bit strange to me. There is a plot that involves, as we'll see, a pursuit of the sugar gliders chasing after family members throughout the story. And it's very, I don't know, anthropomorphic in some ways, I think. But further, the story itself, I mean, it's not why we come here, right? We come to have a sort of nature simulator where we can play as an animal. Speaking of which, this will be the first game in the series of games that I've been covering where we'll be playing as an animal. The first three games we played as humans. The fourth game, after us, we played as Gaia, sort of a earth spirit who was going around freeing the spirits of animals that have gone extinct on the planet. And once again, here we're in a post-apocalyptic setting, but this time we're actually playing an animal for the first time. So that's new. I'm not sure if the developers intended for this to be the first game in an actual series, as the title suggests, Away the Survival series. I wonder if there were going to be other, or there may still be other attempts using other animals or other storylines. This I'm not sure. I'm curious about. And as the game opened, I will say that I was hooked. You start off in a storm, as we'll see in a moment. And I love anything that starts in big storms. The graphics I thought looked, pretty okay for an indie style game. And even the opening, I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. But once we actually get into the sort of meat and potatoes of the game, this is where I became so frustrated at points in my original playthrough that I just had to put the game down and walk away for a little while and come back, because I was like, it's just almost unplayable at points. So as a video game, I cannot, in good conscience, recommend that you run out and buy this one. But this is another reason that I'm providing the playthrough, so you can get an idea of the game, you can appreciate it for what it is, and if you're like me, we do want to see more games like this released on the market, even if every once in a while they are a little bit of a flop, if I'm being totally honest. There is also an exploration mode that's added in the game, which I thought was a nice touch. So, you can play through the story, which is actually quite short. I can't remember the full length of the story itself. I want to say less than 4 hours or somewhere right around there, maybe. When you complete the story, you have the option to go back through the map and find collectibles. And it's entirely through the collectibles that we get the actual story, the lore of the game, the plot that involves the human beings. I thought this was kind of a weakness, that the story, if they wanted to tell a story of what happened to Earth and the human's perspective on this, it should have been foregrounded a bit more and not just sort of a bonus collectible that you could entirely skip. I will not be covering all of those human collectible points in this playthrough, right? So there's video logs and podcasts and different things you can go around, and I've gone around and I've found them all and listened to them, and I didn't think that even the story that was presented there was strong enough to want to go back through and find them all for this this playthrough, but you can find those in other videos online if you're curious about that. But I do want to at least share the main story playthrough where we're playing as the Sugar Glider. And then, as I mentioned, there's an exploration mode that will unlock as well. And in exploration mode, this is actually one of my favorite things about the game, because you float around as this little ball of light, maybe a bit of flying magical fungus or something, and you fly around and you can possess all the different animals that you find, and you have access to the whole world and kind of freedom to explore it. And actually, there's a larger sense of freedom in exploration mode than there is as the Sugar Glider. You can possess each of the animals and you can try out their movement style and everything. So I absolutely love the fact that for the first time ever, I was able to play as a praying mantis in a video game. I'm a big fan of bugs. I have raised praying mantises before, and almost yearly I do that. And I just love the fact that I could go through and possess all these different animals and just kind of like zen, fly around the map or do whatever. And that was a fun thing. So without further ado, I'm going to start our next playthrough. I'm going to be doing lots of, if you see cuts, I'm going to be doing lots of pausing and saving the game, because as I said, the game has a high potential to crash or have bugs that cause serious problems. So keep that in mind. Hopefully we can get through this playthrough reasonably well and without breaking my PlayStation. And so here we go with Away the Survival series. Animals are not brethren, they are not underlings, they are other nations, caught with ourselves in the net of life and time. Henry Beston, author of The Outermost House.
20 years have passed since a cataclysmic disaster known as the Shift transformed the Earth. This planet, once a paradise for human beings and animals alike, has become a nightmare. A swirling vortex of storms, fires, and eruptions that threatens to devour what little life remains. And yet, life does remain. Animals, certain indefatigable species, have proven themselves able to adapt in ways humans could not.
Yeah, as I said, for me personally, this is a great way to open a game in a big storm like this.
One such species is the sugar glider, a small marsupial unusually adept at navigating this new and treacherous environment. Though sugar gliders, like all life on Earth, now balance on the brink of extinction, their still beating hearts offer us glimmers of hope, proof that no matter the challenge, life can always find a way.
Life always finds a way. Little Jeff Goldblum nod there, maybe.
Like human beings, sugar gliders form powerful familial bonds. Adults and their offspring protect and nurture each other and cooperate in ways that enhance their chances of survival. But no amount of cooperation can avert some disasters. And where there is life, there is hope. This young family of sugar gliders is living on hope. With their nest destroyed and their father cruelly taken, they'll need every ounce of it to brave the dangers of the wild in search of a new home. Young gliders, or joeys, sometimes remain with their mothers until they are 10 months old. At only 6 months, our young glider will need more time at his mother's side to learn the ropes. Every step forward for this joey is a step into the unknown. His mother and baby sister are the only constants in his life. And his mother has the knowledge and wisdom that come with age. He'll have to follow her closely. He's still young and has much to learn. Mushrooms and other succulent plant life not only offer nourishment to the sugar glider, but a path to follow. For where plants thrive, other forms of life can thrive as well. Jumping, a precursor to gliding, keeps the glider nimble and strong. Skills he'll need if he's to survive this quickly changing environment.
You can free jump, but occasionally in the map you can make life a little easier by pointing and holding the left trigger, and it'll auto send you to the next place, because jumping's a little finicky sometimes.
A spider. Though small, it has all the markings of the notorious Black Widow. The glider must master every skill in his arsenal to thrive. And one of his most notable attributes is gliding.
Raccoons.
He cannot survive without acquiring this primary skill. But to glide, he'll need strength. And strength comes from food. The forest floor, despite its dangers, also provides. Plump cloudberries fruit are chock full of nutrients and tasty too. This is Savior Island, one of only a handful of ecosystems that remain. Its dense forest would once have offered cover and comfort to this young sugar glider, but no longer. The island is now a deadly war zone of competing species. The sugar glider feels most at home in the trees, and for good reason. The glider's whole body is adapted for the high life of the forest canopy. Opposable thumbs on his hind feet allow him to clasp branches and perform wonderful feats of acrobatics. With his gliding membrane, he can defy gravity itself and float on the air like a piece of paper, at least in theory. An excellent first attempt. The young glider has soared successfully from one of the island's trees to another, despite the dizzying drop in between. But the energy extended in this first glide has left him famished. Perhaps it's time to stop for a snack. A delicious meal. There's nothing like a successful hunt to put the spring back in your step. The sugar glider forges ahead with a new vigor. The glider has ventured close to the cliff's edge. The winds here are harsh. One wrong move could send him tumbling into the waters below, and because gliders can't swim, this would be a deadly mistake. The terrain is rocky and inhospitable. Nothing like the smooth tree trunks and sturdy branches the sugar glider is used to. Crags, steep slopes, and sudden gaps in the earth present a treacherous challenge. Up ahead, a scorpion. This creepy crawler wields a dangerous weapon, a toxic stinger that could kill the glider with a single jab. And this striking fiend won't let the glider go without a fight. This gutsy Joey has a battle on his hands. He's done it. The sugar glider reigns victorious, a testament to his rapidly developing skills. With a newfound confidence, he pushes forward toward the next challenge. Sugar gliders have powerful instincts that can alert them not only to the presence of predators, but to the safest paths forward. But instincts are useless if they're ignored. The glider must learn how and when to listen to these inner nudges. Finely honed instincts could mean the difference between life and death. That chilling cry was uttered by a bearded vulture, a massive bird that could crush the sugar glider between its talons like a porcelain doll. The sugar glider's senses are on high alert. Every instinct in his body tingles in the presence of this threat. He moves cautiously, keeping inconspicuous and out of sight. The vulture is aware of movement on the ground. It could spot the glider at any moment. Our Joey must remain quiet and hidden if he's to survive.
Okay, stop to save there because the next section has crashed my PS5 twice, and this game tends to overheat your PS5, so be aware.
Narrowly avoiding the vulture, the sugar glider can breathe a sigh of relief. For now. Lizards. A perfect meal for this family of gliders on the go. The Joey takes cues from his mother, who uses stealth and speed to stalk these tasty treats. A lizard is in the glider's sights. He must tread lightly. These scaly delicacies are quicker than they look.
For some reason, this part right here really just starts setting the PS5 on fire, so I did a whole very thorough cleaning job and everything, but hopefully that doesn't happen to you. Looks like it was a successful, the game was just successfully encouraging me to
He's done it.
clean the console.
This wriggling lizard will make a fine meal for his mother and sister.
Try again, your family's starved. Do not hold the square button there. You want to make sure you, let's see, I get a second chance to break my console here. Yeah, you want to give the lizard to your family. Not selfishly eat it.
He's done it. This wriggling lizard will make a fine meal for his mother and sister. It is crucial that the family cooperate. There is strength in numbers, but if one of those numbers is weak, the whole family is at risk. And so, Mother teaches her offspring to share. Mother always knows best. Sugar gliders are omnivores, keen to enjoy all sorts of forest delicacies, from insects to invertebrates, to small birds and wriggling lizards. The forest is a veritable feast for these intrepid possums. A storm rumbles in the distance. The glider must move quickly to avoid being caught in its rages.
A whale skeleton there. Some tree frogs. I'll tell you from my first playthrough, it's not fun when you fall down in that area.
A swinging branch attached precariously to a vine. For most animals, this obstacle would be impossible to bypass. A fall from this height would be fatal and not worth the risk. But the sugar glider is a masterful acrobat and light on his feet. He may succeed here where others would undoubtedly fail.
I love the sound of tree frogs.
This giant skeleton once belonged to a whale. The glider has never seen such a thing, and there's no reason he should have. But sadly, the presence of this decomposed carcass so far inland is no mystery. Seismic changes, likely a tsunami caused by the shift, no doubt deposited this unfortunate creature onto the island. The poor beast perished here, unable to return to its watery home. What remains a mystery is how sugar gliders, these tiny, intrepid mammals, have managed to survive the Earth's upheavals, while so many others have failed. Unaware of the mystery surrounding his existence, the glider explores, taking in the strange sights and smells. By necessity, our glider is active during the day, though they are usually nocturnal. He'll have to use every instinct available to him to survive this strange, hostile landscape.
Uh-oh, we're getting tricky. You don't want to hit those pink bushes. They will kill you. Well.
The clever glider turns a log into a vessel. A little innovation goes a long way on this island.
Oh, big fish. Those
A
lily
pathway
pads will
leading to a
sink.
potential nest. But what hides inside those gently swaying grasses? A cluster of spiders attacks. With their superior numbers, they could easily overwhelm the sugar gliders. Insect and arachnid populations have risen precipitously since the shift. Many of the animal and avian species that would have kept their numbers under control have been wiped out. Aggressive arachnids in competition for their own survival are an ever-present menace to sugar gliders and other small animals on the island. The habitat of the sugar glider has changed dramatically since the shift. Driven from the trees by torrential storms and forced to adapt to life on the forest floor, these tiny marsupials have shown remarkable resiliency. Where larger, brawnier animals have failed, sugar gliders continue to survive and adapt in ways that remain mysterious to us.
So we've unlocked the map now. It's pretty sizable, as you can see here. And when you zoom in close, you can see the underground tunnels which the sugar gliders travel by. Eventually there will be purple markers to indicate side quests. We don't have any of those for now. We can only travel to the next nest travel location, the white ones.
Butterflies, a feast for the eyes as well as the stomach. These fluttering insects will make a hearty meal for our young glider. Remarkably, the glider catches butterflies but does not eat them. Instead, he stores them for later.
The direction in the instinct mode can be a little hard to understand sometimes, where it's actually pointing you to go.
Extraordinary. The glider has fed the butterflies to his mother, who now appears to be recovering from her spider bite. There is no reason a butterfly should provide an antidote for spider venom, and yet it appears to have done so. Is it possible the nectar or pollen the butterflies have been feeding on contains some hidden properties we are as yet unaware of? And how did the sugar glider know that this antidote would do the trick? This tumbling waterfall presents a beautiful but dangerous challenge. Its splashing waters threaten to throw the gliders off course while drenching nearby nooks and crannies in slick liquid. Xavier Island is home to a wide variety of bioluminescent fungi. These glowing mushrooms, nature's nightlights, help guide the sugar gliders on their way. A complex relationship seems to exist between the gliders and these mushrooms. Sparkling sprouts that provide food, illumination, and perhaps, as has been theorized, something more. Despite these challenges, the young glider pushes upwards towards the open air. The glider and his family are finally back on solid ground. Now, on to the next challenge.
Well, first, coffee. Or if you can't find coffee, I guess mushrooms. grasshoppers. Ooh. Sound of the storm coming.
This gully is dominated by a skulk of foxes. These ravenous omnivores would love to have our family of sugar gliders for dinner. The gliders will have to be quick and quiet if they want to avoid being on the menu. Mother has the right idea. Darting quickly from hiding spot to hiding spot right under the foxes' noses. It's a risk, but it works. Though foxes hunt, they are also skilled scavengers, adept at locating and then feeding on the decaying carcasses of other animals. Over time, the dead have become more plentiful than the living, and scavengers have come to dominate the island. But this imbalance cannot last forever. Eventually, food will run out for the scavengers as well. The future of life on Earth depends on whether small mammals like the sugar glider can find a way to rebound.
I lost my mother. Where is she? I can't find her. Ah, she's climbed the tree.
A joyous reunion. Together once more, the sugar glider family enjoys some much-needed rest. The vulture returns. Its arrival is sudden, leaving the gliders no time to hide or even react. There is little chance of survival. A sad reality of life on this perilous island.
I like how the narrator just sort of gave up. Though, sad reality of life. The documentary over. Roll credits.
This young glider is resilient. More resilient than any of us could have expected. But the loss of his mother and sister has affected him deeply. The poor Joey cries out, his unique vocalizations expressing his sorrow, but also sending out a signal to his mother and sister. He is alive and will be coming for them. There's no time to lose. The longer the glider's mother and sister are in the clutches of the vulture, the lower their chances of survival. The Joey bounds forward with a new determination to reunite with his family. A peculiar relationship exists between surviving species like sugar gliders and the fungi native to Savior Island. The fungi seems able to influence these animals in ways researchers have yet to fully comprehend. It's as if an enhanced evolutionary process is at play, one that both strengthens these animals physically and heightens their instincts. Researchers have dubbed this phenomenon fungi symbiosis and continue to explore its effects. A whirlpool formed when two opposing currents clash. In this case, two low-lying rivers forced together by seismic shifts. This watery obstruction presents a potentially deadly challenge to the sugar glider.
Indeed. Deadly it is. Oof. Alright, we're not getting the point and click option here. Maybe that's just because I need a better angle. Let's see. No, it's really not going to let me do that. You've got to die repeatedly until you solve this one. Oh, there we go. Third tries the charm. Uh-oh. No! After all that. Oh, man. I did not get any glide. I think I need to eat some more yellow fungus here to get some more glide ability. We'll see if we can do that again. Whew. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's try this a second time. Oh, I really can't get any air. What is going on? Not sure if I understand what I'm missing here. Shouldn't I be able to just jump from that log over there? You see, challenges. I see it wants me to be on the outside log. It will not accept the inside log. Alright, so, but we can jump to the outside log, alright. And swing around. Here we go. That should do it.
Live in these dank caverns, a bona fide feast for our young glider.
Amphibians, eh? Interesting. Still hearing that thunder. All they ever needed to do if I get frustrated with the game is just roll a little thunder, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, this is a great time. This is fun." Oh, almost didn't make that one. Ooh, I love it. We got some spiders in here that are terrorizing everyone. Hey, pick on someone your own size. I guess I'll have your dinner.
A scarlet king snake. This species is non-venomous but still dangerous to our Joey. One of its favorite foods are small mammals like sugar gliders. The Joey will have to battle his way past it.
Well, I'm not doing so hot with the snake. There we go. Dodge a couple times, wait till he's lethargic, like that. And give him a smack.
The young glider is getting weak.
Uh-oh.
Luckily, the forest floor should help him regain his strength. The quick-thinking Joey should prowl the woods for food.
Alright.
These morsels will help him to be back on the road to recover.
Just gonna stop here and grab a quick snack. Don't mind me, snake. I'll be right back. None of these are really... There we go. I was gonna say. I need some health. Alright, buddy. Who's gonna be my dinner?
The young glider is getting weak. Luckily, the forest floor should help him regain his strength. The quick-thinking Joey should prowl the woods for food, hoping these morsels will help him to be back on the road to recovery.
Ooh, that gave me almost full health. Alright, let's go, snake. Let's go.
An impressive victory for our Joey.
Alright. Some raspberries here to treat myself after that.
A tremor from the bowels of the earth sends rocks and streams of water pouring into the gulch. This glider must use all his skills to quickly reach the ground level before the rising water does.
This feels familiar. Oh no! Went right off the edge. This feels like a level I just played in After Us. Alright, let's give it another shot. My first time through, the hardest part was actually just getting over to the, from here over to the middle. I had a bit of trouble with that before. But twice now I've gotten that part okay. And now we just gotta not fall off the edge of these things here. Slow down just enough so I can see the next jump. Alright. Up we go. Up we go. Up we go. And we're out. Okay.
The vulture. Against all odds, the glider has managed to track down his flying nemesis. His mother and sister still dangling helplessly from its talons.
My
Time
flying
is
nemesis.
of the essence. The glider can only hope that his family lives and that somehow he can find a way to rescue them.
Bum, bum, bum. Okay, with that, we are just a little bit more than 40% of the way through the story, and I'm going to wrap up this first video, and we'll see you in the next one.